In this video, I want to dive deep into the Matrix. No, not that kind of Matrix. The Matrix software that works with the awesome Mackie Mainstream. Let's find out how it works. Now, if you've watched my previous video about the Mackie Mainstream, an all-in-one streaming solution for video and audio, even when you're on the move, you'll see how thrilled I am with this little piece of kit that really is the size of the palms of both of your hands. It's incredibly portable and high quality at the same time. And even though Mackie is sponsoring this video, I would talk about it anyway because I think it's just an awesome piece of kit. So, as I promised, I'm going to dive into the Matrix. That's just what the software is called, the Mackie Mainstream Matrix software that allows you to do a little bit more than play with the dials on the front of this device. Now, if you want to know generally how the device works and how to set it up and use it for things like gaming, go and watch my other video. But otherwise, if you want to know the advanced features such as doing different mixes and also adding in sound effects and vocal effects, stick around and let's dive in. Now here I am, I've got the Mackie Mainstream software installed. It's called the Mackie Matrix, and we're going to go ahead and add a device. You'll see how they've already suggested you can have game, chat, music, browser, and system inputs, but I'm going to actually add as an input itself the Mackie Mainstream here, and you'll see it appears nicely in green and shows it's my USB connected Mackie Mainstream. Then I go ahead and click Start Mixing, and here is a beautiful mixing desk, and you'll actually see here, right here, that if I talk into the microphone, yes, that is being picked up and received right there in the Mackie Matrix software. So what am I able to do? Well, I'm able to do a number of things. Let's start over here at the left. So at the moment, I am indeed hearing the stream. That's the current mix that I'm working on. I've also got mix effects that I'll get to in just a moment. I've got a volume control to turn it up and down, but I think my levels are looking pretty good at the moment. I've got headphone, monitor, or mute, and I've also got the monitor destination. And obviously by selecting the Mackie Matrix stream, I can actually hear it as I've got my headphones here plugged in. Let's use them. Headphones are on and I can actually hear the dynamic mic I'm speaking to in my headphones. Now, as you would expect, you've got the ability to change the volume levels of each single input that you're using here in the Matrix. So really easy to get your levels exactly right for live streaming, particularly gamers who need to have maybe the levels of their gameplay a little bit quieter than their speech. You've also got a samples fader over here, and this directly relates to samples that you can play inside the Matrix software, like for instance this air horn. Very nice indeed it is. I can trigger it by selecting this. I can select something else like the sad trombone. Yes, indeed, and they'll start playing. But I can also hit the keys, the control keys, on the top of the Mainstream itself, like this. And you'll see again, it triggers off different things. Yeah, charming. Just by hitting the keys on the Mainstream physically itself. So that is also a possibility. I've also got the bleep here to bleep out any words that I may deem appropriate to do so. And it's not just this bank of keys that I can play with. I can actually create a number of banks. So this is just the first one. And of course, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 correspond to buttons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on your Mainstream. Now, if I click this arrow over here, I can go ahead and I can assign more things to the Matrix, which is really cool. So just go into the edit icon here. I can choose a color, so I can make it nice purple. I can choose if it's a sample or a bleep, so I might want a sample. Do I want it to stop at the end? Do I want to pause it by hitting the key again? Or do I want to replay? You've got the ability to load in files or record new files, and also looping mode. And also you can choose the hotkey it assigns to as well. Down here at the moment, it's presently F9. But if I wanted, I could press a key on my Mackie Mainstream like so, and then it's assigned to F1. So you can see how easy it is to load in or use existing pads here to do different things. Now, it also comes with some mix effects as well, and in this tutorial video, I would like to focus very much on the ability to use Mackie EQ. I think this is really cool. Now, you'll see when I load this up on my microphone here, I can actually see all the frequencies in my voice in real time. And I've got different bands, just like I would have in a parametric equalizer. So I can set up band 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the optimum in audio quality. Say, for instance, I want to do a high-pass filter. That basically means rolling off the low-end frequencies that can sometimes be present if you've got rumbles or road noise or air conditioning units going off, or even if you speak the wrong way into a microphone and you get those big pops and plosives. You can just roll that off using this end. So I'm going to do so and roll this up. You should hear my voice kind of thinning out as I roll it up further and further. Obviously that's really thin, so I'll roll it down to something like that, but way up here, and it's going to be really super thin, and then we'll just roll it down here. We might use band 2 to add a little bit of a bass boost around the 250, 274 mark, and then I might just pull out a few frequencies here in the mid-range, boost back up near the high, and then give a load of crispiness over here at the very high end. Let's actually move this down a bit so we can really crisp up the mic. And you'll see how very easily I can make a nice curve here in the audio input equalizer so that I can get a real-time EQ on my microphone using the Matrix software. So very easy to use, very straightforward, and I can get the perfect mix in seconds. That is just a brief tour of the Mackie Matrix. Now, of course, again, you can solo channels like this one or mute channels like I just did. Obviously, I muted myself out using these physical buttons down along the bottom of the software. So plenty of options for you if you want to mix your audio. Now, if you click this button, it's going to take you to your audio settings and preferences right inside Windows, or if you're working on Mac, surely it would do the same over there. You've got a little menu bar over here, which will allow you to see your system audio settings, the manuals, tech support, privacy policy and settings, all the usual stuff you'd expect. And I got to say, actually, Mackie really do write amazing instruction manuals for all of the products they release. So definitely go up there and check them out in the top right. If I click the squares at the top left of the Mackie Matrix, it takes me back to the original mixer setup, so I can play with that. I've got detected hardware devices, so all of the audio inputs I've got are all available for me right here. I can manage presets as well. If I want to make some new presets for my Mackie Matrix that I can instantly recall in the future, I can do it right here. And I can also reset everything to standard by clicking that, and it gives me a blank canvas to work with from scratch. The Mackie Matrix, it's really easy to use, and it definitely extends and augments the Mackie Mainstream mixer for audio and video live streamers, gamers. It's incredible mix of features that you have available here. And if you've got any questions about how this software sets or how to set it up optimally, of course, let me know in the comments down below. I look forward to hearing from you and answering as much as I can. And if you haven't seen my original video on the Mackie Mainstream, exactly how it works, how to set it up, how to plug things in, all the inputs and outputs and specs, then definitely go and watch that video next so you can really get to grips with how this powerful hardware and software works.